Welcome to Travel Secrets with me, Tanya Rose, the podcast sharing wisdom for fellow travellers. Each week, I ask my guests to reveal their 6 travel secrets and the holidays and adventures that surround them. I would just like to say thank you to Mason Rose, the sales and communication agency that represents some of the finest hotels around the world, for partnering with Travel Secrets, the podcast. Today, my guest is the wonderful Eric Underwood, ballet dancer, actor, model, soloist at the Royal Ballet for over 10 years. His exceptional talent has taken him all over the world, and I cannot wait to hear his travel secrets. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's so wonderful to meet you. As a huge ballet aficionado, I know all about you. I know all about your life, but I cannot wait to hear more. So perhaps before we go into your travel secrets, you can tell us a bit more about yourself and how travel has impacted that person you've become.
Sure. Well, as you know, I'm a ballet dancer. I am recently turned a farmer. And I think, someone asked me a while back saying like, my niece asked me, what's one thing you could recommend? And I said, school is great and it's good to educate yourself. I've never learned as much in school as I've learned traveling. So I feel like traveling is something that's really shaped me as a person. And whether that's just a holiday or actually moving somewhere and recreating myself.
And you did move when you were quite young, didn't you?
I did. I moved at 13 years old from Washington, D.C. to New York City to ballet boarding school, and I survived.
So tell us the story about how you became a ballet dancer, because I love it. It's so wonderful.
So I had quite a pushy mom. She really pushed me, and we come from very humble beginnings. So she wanted me to go to the local school that was a performing arts school. And she took me to the library and got a monologue about a kid in a wheelchair. And I learned this monologue. And then I got there for the audition and I sat down and I was like, blank. Nothing. Absolutely nothing came to me. So I was like, oh my God. And they were like, thank you. And so I'm like, right. And I'm walking out and I'm freaking out. I'm like, she's in the car. She's going to lose it. She's going to lose it. She's going to lose it. And I'm walking and I see girls walking in leotards and tights into a room. And I was just like, and I walked in with them and I had on like orange jean shorts and a white t-shirt that said like Bebe's Kids on it. And the teacher, obviously ballet is all in French, and she's going, saute, glissade, pas de chat. And I was just standing there and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. This is for trained dancers. And I was like, well, if you show me, I can do it. She's like, what? I'm like, if you show me, I can do it. So she's like, sit on the floor. And then she, it's all quite like genetically predetermined. So I sit on the floor and she checks my hips and checks my arches and everything. And she's like, well, physically it's all there, but you're really far behind. And I'm like, I can learn. So I did it for about 3 months there on probation, and then I was shipped off to ballet boarding school, and life changed.
That's amazing. So you went from Washington to New York?
To New York, to move into the School of American Ballet. And during those 3 months, I would go home every night, and I had bunk beds. And I would put my leg on the bed, and I would watch. I had 2 VHS movies. I had The Nutcracker and A Chorus Line. And I would learn every part in all of it. And just like I was completely obsessed with dancing. So like often people say, oh, you went to boarding school. What did you sacrifice? But it didn't feel like a sacrifice. It felt like I was getting to do something that I loved, that was new to me and off radar. And I had a purpose.
That's amazing. And how was it going from Washington to New York?
That was really hard for me because I missed my family, and I also had culture shock. Where I grew up in Washington, D.C. in a probably 99.9% Black neighborhood. So when I got to ballet school, I'll never forget it. There was a girl in front of me and she was like, my mom's really upset because we've got a 5-story house and the elevator's broken. Now she has to go up all the stairs on her own. And I was just like, staring. I couldn't get my head around it. And then I remember we took ballet classes, and maybe the first week, I immediately noticed that other dancers had nicer clothes and they had lots of things that I just didn't have. So I felt quite competitive, like, okay, well, now is your chance to shine, because in ballet class, you can't buy anything. We're just dancing. So if you can dance really well, you can be equal. And I saw like 3 girls after class talking to each other, and they were like, the Black guy's really good. But because my cultural reference came from Washington, D.C., where everybody was Black, I was looking for him. Like,
Where is he?
Literally, where is he? Where is he? And then you're like, oh, wow, my identity has changed a bit. That's how I'm seen here, but I have control because I can control how I dance.
And you did.
And I did.
And you proved it.
Yeah.
Were you the only Black dancer?
There were 2
Really?
out of, I think, 500 children.
So a girl and a boy, or
2 boys.
2 boys.
2 boys. And my friend was in my class, and he eventually transitioned into being a woman.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
And stayed a ballet dancer.
He is now the head of costuming at Carolina Ballet.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Has ballet become more inclusive for Black dancers?
There are more Black dancers dancing ballet than when I was in the company. But I don't think it's a change where we've solved a problem. I think that, well, just being honest, men have an easier ride. I think that women have it a bit more difficult because men don't have to do uniformity in ballet. You're never doing the same pose as every other guy meant to look exactly the same. And I think for women, whether you're a white woman or not, that's even challenging because someone says, train really, really hard to be just like her, but I want you to be a star. But you've been trying to be like everyone else. So they don't really lend well to each other. I think when it comes to race, there's a way to go, particularly for Black women. I think that there just isn't enough representation. And I think that you have to find children really young.
Actually, we were talking about this earlier, and you were saying, go grassroots so that you get them at White Lodge at the Royal Ballet School, and then they can go through until they're older into the Royal Ballet.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think in any big institution or anywhere where you're dancing at that level, if you think about the amount of women that are weeded out over time, whether they're white or Black or anything, there's a big pool, and then you just keep making it smaller and smaller and smaller. So you need to start with a lot of people.
Yeah, and also you were saying you've got to have everyone that's got the same hair color in one thing and the same height and everything. It's quite hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite hard.
Anyway, let's get into your travel secrets, because you've traveled all over the world. What is the number one destination you think everyone should go to once in their lifetime?
This is going to sound really cliche, so forgive me, but I think it's Ibiza. And the reason I'll say that is because, I'm not even sort of like super spiritual in any way, but I believe there's a particular energy there that's amazing. And when I first went, I thought, maybe it's because everyone is here to have a good time and there aren't that many locals, so you don't feel like you're disturbing anyone. But I've done it differently. I've gone there and stayed in a luxury villa. Amazing. I've gone there and stayed at a place called Camping Playa, where you're camping. We were camping for 3 weeks in a tent in the north of the island. Super quiet. You sort of wake up and jump immediately into the sea. I had a Tumi suitcase, my husband and I, and we put loads of clothes in there. And we didn't realize that when you closed it, we didn't know the code to reopen it. So we had 3 weeks with 2 outfits.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Just couldn't get it open, and we just had to wash our things. And it just sort of made us scale back to nothingness. But you were on this beautiful little campsite, just jumping in the water. It's not camping in a way that you can't bathe. They have proper showers and a restaurant and everything. But it was really nice to experience it differently, but they were both great experiences, the villa and also camping there.
And there's some amazing restaurants there.
Amazing restaurants and energy, just a beautiful energy on the island.
Actually, when I had Luke Evans on the podcast, it was very interesting because he said the first time he went, he hated it.
Yeah.
And then he went back again and he stayed with Kelly Hoppen, who loves Ibiza and has a house there. And he loved it so much that he bought a house. Yeah. And he said he just loves going there because of the energy. He gets up in the morning, he goes on a bike and he goes down to this little bay and he skinny dips every morning. Yeah. And I'm thinking, I wonder which bay that is. Yeah. Everyone will want to know. Don't tell them on this podcast. But he loves it there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And there's some great hotels there now, aren't there?
Really great hotels. I think there's the Sixth Sense and there's loads of great
and
hotels.
Nobu, I think, has opened a hotel there. No, that's great. So number one destination. Okay. That's good to know. What is your most unexpected travel experience?
So I think 4 years ago, I was talking with my partner about somewhere we could go for summer, and he's really into wellness retreats. And I was working a little bit with a place called the Lanzarote here on Dover Street. Mm-hmm. I was teaching classes there. So I said to them, oh, maybe we should go to one of your retreats somewhere, and it could be quite nice. And they said, oh, why don't you do 10 days in Sylt in Germany? And I was like, ooh, 10 days wellness retreat. Okay. So we go and we get there. I was a little apprehensive because I didn't want to lose weight.
Yeah.
So they were doing this sort of rebooting of your gut. I think for the last 15 years, I've been allergic to seafood.
Oh, have
I
you?
couldn't have any seafood. I would start to get really ill and vomit just really bad. So I thought, oh, this could be good for my gut just to make sure I'm fine. I go there and we do this sort of drinking broth for about 5 days.
So you did the fasting?
Yeah, the fasting and just drinking lots of broth and lots of teas and on
Epsom salts.
Epsom salts and lots of time in the bathroom, lots of time. So Wednesday comes and you could see your menu, and it was the first day I was going to have like solid food. And I was quite excited because I was miserable. I would wake up every morning and apologize to my partner. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm awful. Like, I would just wake up angry.
I've got a headache.
Just angry. So I see the lunch menu at breakfast. I'm having my broth and it says broccoli pizza. And I'm like, oh, amazing. I can do that. A piece of pizza with broccoli on it.
Perfect.
I can do that. So I went salivating to lunch, like, oh, yay, yay, yay. And they brought out broccoli in the shape of a pizza. And I started to cry. On the spot, I started to cry like, oh my God, this is nuts. And we had been going on cycling rides and you could smell French fries in town as you're cycling by. It was just crazy. And I was absolutely miserable. It cured my fish allergy.
Did it? Really?
The last day they said, you should just slowly start to reintroduce fish. I was like, oh, I don't know. Then I had one prawn. The next day I had a little piece of cod. Now I eat whatever I want.
That's amazing.
So that changed everything. That was amazing. Like I would go back for that.
And actually the one in Sylt is the new one, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's meant to be very beautiful.
Beautiful. One of the
Very
most luxurious places you've ever, it's amazing.
I go every year to Buckingham Wilhelmi, which is a very similar one. It's an older one than the Lanzarote. In January.
Yeah.
And I do 10 days fasting.
Nice.
And the third day, I'm always crying. Always.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to, and I think I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to, but somehow everything just comes out.
Yeah.
Even if you're reading a happy book, you'll cry.
Yeah.
But you feel amazing afterwards. Your eyes are bright white. You got so much energy. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think, how can that be when I'm not eating? I love the fact that you cried when you thought it was a broccoli pizza. I actually like the one in Germany that I go to because it's not near anything. So you have no temptation.
Nice.
You're taken on walks in the forests. They have a sister one in Marbella, but the walks are on the beach. And I think if I smelt French fries or coffee, that I would be tempted.
Yeah. That's what was happening. It was really hard. Yeah.
Oh dear. So your husband loves wellness retreats,
So he loves wellness
he?
retreats. And I was just like, oh yeah, let's do it. But he didn't cry. He was happy. He loved it. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I know lots more that I could send you on, but maybe not. Yeah. There are lots of other places in the world. What is the most overrated or underrated place you've ever been or experience you've ever had?
Interesting. So I think Lanzarote, which is completely underrated. So everyone said to me, oh, don't go to Lanzarote. You're going to hate it. It's all inclusive. It'll be really trashy. But we thought, oh, well, it's really close. We just need some sun. Let's just go.
Yeah, winter sun, great.
Yeah, I'd never been. So we just go. We rock up there and we have a nice place to stay. But then the first day, it's like, oh, let's go to the beach. And we just look for the most popular beach near us. When we get to the beach, it's pretty crowded. And I was a bit like, I don't know if this is it, but it's fine. I'll just go and grab a coffee. I'll be right back, Harry. So I walk to get a coffee. And as I'm walking back, I hear him shouting, haven't you ever heard of headphones? And I'm like, what's happening? And then there's some guys there going, we're Scousers. And then I could see that it's sort of all kicking off. But it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. And they're drinking beers and it's all getting a bit rowdy. And I was just kind of like, oh, maybe we should go. And he's like, okay, let's go. And so we get in the car and we look for like a quiet, wild beach instead. And so we find this other beach that was so beautiful, like sort of just behind the volcanoes. And I realized that Lanzarote has two sides. There's a sort of wild, natural, beautiful, sometimes nudist side, very cool. And then there's the all-inclusive popular beach. And I think that that's where people think you're going to Lanzarote, but that's not true. We stayed in a beautiful hotel called Buena Vista that was made of a volcano. It was amazing. And all of the wild natural beaches were absolutely beautiful. We go every day. And now, love it there.
So don't go to the side where they have the beer drinking people at 9 a.m. without headphones.
Exactly. And don't stay near the water. Staying inland was so much nicer.
Was it?
And driving out to the water, yeah.
But those islands are brilliant in the winter when it's grey and miserable here and you just want a quick flight.
Exactly.
4 hours away and you've got lovely sunshine.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. Yeah. Go to the wild beaches. That's a very good tip.
Yeah.
Did you ever go anywhere when you were dancing that you thought was overrated or underrated? Did you dance somewhere that you thought, oh, I didn't expect to love this place?
Oh, that's interesting. Japan. I went to Japan. We traveled Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto quite often because, as you probably know, ballet is popular in Japan, sort of like football is popular here. So you'd get like most amazing treatment, the most amazing experience. And also, it's probably the most foreign place I'd ever been in my life. I think the first time I went there was 20 years ago, and they were already on FaceTime on the subway.
Oh, really?
So I felt like, wow, this is they're miles ahead as far as technology goes. And a friend of mine had a beautiful Louis Vuitton bag that she forgot on the subway, and it went in a circle. The bag went all the way around and came back.
Still there.
Not touched.
Yeah. Lovely.
That was amazing.
Yeah. I think that's still the same, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. The really strange thing about Japan, though, I might think it's probably different from when I went, but the road signs are all incomprehensible. And the metro, which is fantastic, you just think, oh my God, I don't know what that says. Where am I going?
Yeah. There's nowhere more foreign than I've ever been to.
No.
Yeah.
But very beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Amazing food.
Yeah. And also, too, I don't know if it's a me thing, and it might be seen as like not adventurous, but I don't like to go places where I have to sort of look over my shoulder.
No.
I don't enjoy that. So watching my wallet and watching my pocket while I'm on a holiday is just not for me. So Japan was great. I could completely relax and just enjoy.
Let's go on to food and drink.
Yes.
Not allergies, but food and drink. So food and drink is so part of travel. What do you like eating? Where do you eat? What do you like drinking? Let's just talk about food and drink in the context of travel.
Sure. So I love wine. I love good wine. So I love going wine tasting. I've gone wine tasting in Greece and Italy and had some of the best times ever.
Really?
I did. And I, as I said, I recently got married and we were working on the catering for the wedding. And we went to loads of tastings of food and it was awful. And all the sort of wedding food was just really sort of dry chicken with a piece of vegetable and some kind of potato. And I just was like, oh, this is awful. But we're having quite a small wedding. We had 55 people. So I thought, oh, maybe we can have what we want. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, maybe we can have what we want. Let's just check what Ottolenghi does.
Oh, wow.
It was affordable, 10 times better than anything else we had tasted. And everyone at the wedding was just like, oh, you have Ottolenghi. We're going to eat well. They loved it.
Fantastic.
I love it there. I think the food is amazing. You know, the most beautiful chef ever. Like, it's just really great. So whenever I can find one, there's a new one at Bista Village I went to the other day.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Bista Village too.
Exactly.
Fantastic. And I love Ottolenghi. That's a great tip. Very, very good tip.
Yeah.
And where did you have your wedding?
We had a wedding on our farm.
Did you?
Yeah. We had everyone come out to the farm and we just had it there.
And you had it in a marquee?
We had it in a marquee, but we had beautiful weather. I don't know. The gods came down on us that day. We had really beautiful weather. We had people set up tents and other people stayed at the Crown Hotel, the one from Four Weddings and a Funeral. That's not far from us.
The pub?
Yeah.
Where Hugh Grant is staying.
Exactly.
Oh, is that near you?
That's
I
right
love
near
that.
us,
That's the quintessential English pub, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, how wonderful. And did you have your first night at Claridges? Because I know Claridges is a huge thing. You love Claridges.
Yes, I love Claridges. We didn't, but I went to Claridges recently to celebrate them putting my picture in their Hall of Fame, which is amazing.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, that's
so
really
who took
wonderful.
that picture?
David Downton, the fashion illustrator, drew the picture. It's
he's
so exciting.
He's the guy that does all of those amazing illustrations.
Amazing.
So where is the picture?
It's hanging downstairs in their Talking Heads gallery, just to the left of reception, right near King Charles.
Is it?
Yes.
Aha, I shall go and find you both.
Yes.
And what did you do last year with Claridges? You did something in their art space, didn't you?
Yes, so I did ballet classes for the general public and their guests. We did 6 weeks of ballet classes sort of themed alongside whatever exhibition was there. So it would be like David Hockney and Eric Underwood, and we did sort of, yeah.
So you did ballet around?
We did ballet around, the exhibition was all over the wall and they cleared the space and then we did ballet in the space.
So did you have to be a good ballet dancer to do that?
No.
So
we didn't look for any good ballet dancers. It was just for normal people.
Was
so
it? Interesting.
The idea of my teaching classes in the schools or anywhere is to sort of find movement and joy. We don't worry about perfection at all. Technique will come later, but it's to introduce ballet to people that it's off radar for. And then if they enjoy it, they can go back and find the technique, because that's how I started. I knew nothing about ballet, but I knew how to dance. And I feel like particularly with children, if you can give them the space to free themselves up and dance well and just find the love of movement, it's much easier to attract them than doing this thing that is so, you're trying to achieve this sort of unachievable perfection, and it becomes more of a chore.
Yeah.
And that's just not how you find the love.
And you do a lot with schools, don't you?
I do a lot. So I work with there's a school called London Fields Primary School that I kind of pinched myself, but they called me to tell me that they had named their curriculum after me.
Oh, that's amazing.
Crazy. They chose 6 people to name their curriculum after. And then she said, will you send a video to the children? And I was like, no, I'll see you soon. And so I went in and I developed a relationship, and I go back and I work with them quite a bit. And I work with a few other charities in Hackney. And soon I will be developing a dance curriculum in the PE department of St. Paul's.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah.
St. Paul's Boys' School.
Yeah, St. Paul's Boys' School.
That's wonderful. Do they do any dance there at the moment?
They don't. And they don't have any independent schools that are boys' schools that have a dance curriculum. So this will be the first.
That is fantastic. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to know more about that. That's really wonderful. Yeah. Well done. Well done, you. Yeah. What is your top travel tip or your top travel secret?
Give yourself enough time to not rush through anything. I think a lot of going on holiday is around finding a way to relax. And we all are in this sort of rat race where we're just accustomed to go, 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 go. So don't have a schedule. Just figure it out. If you feel like just lying down on the couch one day and taking it easy, I think that's totally okay. I think it's about really practicing how to relax. That's probably one of the most important things. And go to new places that you haven't seen. So I went to South Africa, and that was my second time ever going to the continent of Africa. I had gone to Morocco, but never anywhere else. I went there with Bjorn Borg to shoot a tennis campaign.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How wonderful.
So I met lots of lovely Swedish people. Had a great time for 3 days. I haven't seen much else there, but I had a great time.
Do you play tennis?
I do. I'm learning. It's early days. So I have a tennis court at the farm, and I've now had 3 lessons. Yeah, it's really challenging because it's so much more technical than I expected. And I thought dance would help me, but it turns out a lunge doesn't work for tennis.
Well, a lunge does, but you've got to have hand-eye coordination as well.
Yeah, and you have to turn profile and then back to the front. It just felt like a lot was going on. But yeah.
That's hilarious. Where have you been on your campaigns as a model that you loved or that hated? Let's talk about that.
Well, I told you how I grew up in ballet boarding school in New York. So I grew up in the Rose Building in Lincoln Center. Oh, wow. And years later, I got a job with H&M. I did a big campaign for them. And I was flown back to New York to shoot the campaign, which was incredible. But this time we shot on the beach somewhere near Coney Island. And it was probably one of my favorite jobs because the images were amazing. And the treatment was incredible. It was really different from ballet school.
So was that when you were at ballet school or once you'd left?
No, once I'd left. I was in the Royal Ballet then.
Oh, so you nipped over for a little photo shoot to New York.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So that was
and
really
when you
great.
went to Morocco, did you do a shoot there?
I did do a shoot there. I did an art magazine shoot there, which was really nice. And that came off the back of, so I did the cover of Italian Vogue with Kate Moss. Oh, wow. So I went to Paris for Fashion Week, and I met Kate at this magazine party called Louis. And we started chatting about the most random thing because I'm a big Dance Moms fan. I don't know if you've ever heard of this show. There's a reality show called Dance Moms, and there's this sort of very intense dance teacher. Mm. And Kate's daughter was taking dance. So we started talking about Lila, and she said, oh, we love watching Dance Moms. And I said, oh, me too. It's amazing. So we sat there, had a glass of champagne, and talked about it. And then she said, why don't you come over tomorrow to my hotel and teach my daughter ballet? And so I said, oh, okay, sure, that'll be great. So I go over to her hotel, and we're like eating macaroons, and I'm teaching her daughter and her friend Stella ballet in the living room. And then we hit it off. And then about 3 weeks later, I get a call from Katie Grand saying, we're doing Italian Vogue, and the issue is called Fun. It's going to be shot by Mario Testino, and Kate would love to do it with you. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. And so we did this big photo shoot, great images, really good time. It was brilliant.
How fun.
Yeah.
And how lucky Lila is to have had you as a little teacher.
Yeah.
Did her posture improve or her arch in her foot?
She was actually quite good naturally. Good? Yeah.
Does she still dance, I wonder?
I think she's a model.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Very good. Like her mummy. And actually, I had Ellie Bamber on the podcast recently, who is going to play Kate Moss in the new film, and Kate chose her.
Oh, fantastic.
And it was extraordinary. I was sitting opposite her thinking, I am talking to Kate Moss. She is so like Kate. She's beautiful.
Wow.
Really, really lovely. So
nice.
I think that was a good choice.
Yeah.
The young Kate Moss. Excellent. What is your most poignant travel experience?
So I went on a little Airbnb trip with my partner to a place called Bruton. And we stayed in a little hut called Happy on a Hill. It's like, oh, let's just have a little weekend away and go to this little hut. And we're going to go to a restaurant called Roth at Hauser and Worth.
Yeah.
And so we get this little hut, and it's really cute, and there's a freestanding bath. Everything you need is in there, but it's really quite small and nice. So we think, okay, after we've checked in, we're going to go for lunch. We'll walk to lunch. So we're walking, and he's English. And in America, stinging nettle isn't a thing. So I was like, what's that? He's like, it's stinging nettle, avoid it. I'm like, okay, sure. And we're still walking. It's quite early on into us being together too. And my foot slips in a piece of mud, and I fall face first into a whole batch of stinging nettle. Hands, face, everything. But I'm trying to keep it together because I don't want to like embarrass myself in front of him. So I'm like, oh, no, I'm fine. And then we walk to Roth, and we sit down, and I order food, and I start to feel this burning, itching sensation. And I sat there at Hauser and Worth, sort of burning and itching for about an hour and a half, but having lovely wine.
Numbing it.
Yeah, numbing it. And I learned a lot on that trip. I learned about stinging nettle.
And dandelion. Did you put dandelion things?
There were like something called dock leaves. They were running around, leaves. Wiping them all over my face.
That's what you put to get rid of stinging nettles.
Some of the other people at the restaurant were grabbing them and giving them to me. Humiliating, but we did it.
And it obviously went well because you're now married.
Yes.
So that's very nice. And that sounds a lovely place.
Yeah, it was beautiful, really beautiful, very quaint, really small, but lovely.
And Hauser and Worth is very cool.
Yeah, really nice.
And Bruton's very popular now.
Yeah.
Very, very popular.
Yeah.
Very nice. And you said to me, where did I live? And I live in central London, but I love that whole Cotswolds, Somerset, Frome, all around there. It's just fantastic. Beautiful. Really is gorgeous. So I asked you to bring a photograph.
Yes.
Can you show me the photo and tell me about how that sums up travel for you?
Okay. So here's a photo. And that's in Ibiza. And that's my husband and I having lost all of our clothing, having them locked, and then having to buy these new hippie pants. And we're both so far from hippies. But it was a moment where you realized that like, it didn't matter what we wore, but being there and embracing the moment was so important. So I found myself sitting on a rock in sort of genie pants, which I would never do. But I liked the newness of it. I liked the difference. And I liked how open I was to doing something I've always done, but differently.
And also not freaking out that you didn't have your clothes for a week.
No.
And you had been Ibifa'd.
Yeah.
As they say.
I was totally in the vibe of Ibiza. Yeah.
Lovely. That's a fantastic photograph.
Thank you.
Love it.
Yeah.
So before I let you go, what's next for you? And where are you going next?
Well, I'm working on this program with St. Paul's. I am writing a book with the Blair Partnership. I am...
About your life?
About my life, a memoir about my life and experience in the ballet.
When will that be ready?
Oh gosh, hopefully in 6 months. I'm shopping for a publisher now.
Excellent.
So it's very exciting. Yeah. So lots going on, lots of work in schools. I'm having the children come this weekend from Hackney to have a day on the farm because they don't get to leave the city often. So that'll be really nice. Yeah, there's so much going on, but like really positive, exciting things.
Fantastic. And where are you going next?
Where am I going next?
Where do you want to go next?
Oh, that's interesting. So I'd love to go to Formentera, to a hotel called Tarinca. I'd love to visit there. That's sort of a dream place to go. But I think realistically, the next place I am going is Scotland. I'm going to Scotland for work to Edinburgh, and I've never been there.
Lovely.
Yeah, for a photo shoot.
Fantastic. Gleneagles Townhouse is very nice in Edinburgh. It's just opened. It's
really?
Lovely, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
great.
Pop in there for a cup of tea or a coffee. It's really nice.
Fantastic.
Eric, it has been a joy and delight to meet you and go around the world and hear your story. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. I've loved this.
Thank you.